What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. This one is not at the request of anybody. We're just talking about it at the personal interest of me. I don't have any Litecoin myself, but after some recent findings, I think this chart, this coin, might be worth even more attention than I had previously assumed. You know, I've assumed this whole cycle that we will see new all-time highs with Litecoin. I absolutely haven't, and I'm going to use the crypto chart, not the Coinbase chart, because this is the more accepted numbers, right? Coinbase goes all the way up to 420, where this all-time high is at 358. Do what you want to do, but not every exchange agrees on the same prices. Most exchanges agree on these prices. From a high to a low, you know, the minimum target that I would have, honestly, is about $2,000 to $2,500. That's my personal minimum target. But with newfound information, with new findings in the chart, I'm inclined to believe that Litecoin does stand a chance to hit this 1,886,200 area between about 4,500 and even 6,300 or beyond. It really could this cycle. That would be a huge increase. I actually want to see what would that do here. LTC, Litecoin. What I love most about Litecoin, man, besides the fact, okay, first off, this is I think this actually is its all-time history. Besides the fact that it's been around since 2013, right, longer than most cryptos. Besides the fact that it's held higher lows that whole time, it's held up well. Most coins that have been around this long, they're not they're not in the top 30, the top 25 of the crypto market caps. They're not, right? Most coins that have been around this long, they're done. They're irrelevant now. Some people, and what I love about Litecoin is it's absolutely not irrelevant. It's actually, like, to my knowledge, one of the most used coins for merchants as far as acceptance goes. There's like over 4,000 merchants that accept it. To my knowledge, I think that's like, that puts it in third place for overall acceptance by merchants. It's definitely not irrelevant, but people treat it like it is. That's what I love, is that there's so much doubt, there's so much hate. There's going to be, look in the comments, man, and maybe not now that I've said that, but every time I make a Litecoin video, haha, Litecoin shit, you know, like people say their piece, and they prove exactly what I'm saying here, is that people just disbelieve it, even though it's been around this long and it has done nothing but hold higher lows. Yes, you had your lower low here, you had your first drop, but you know, so what? It's recovered and done phenomenal since then. You do technically have a higher high with last cycle, but depending on each chart, it might be a double top, it might even be a lower high. It just depends. But for this chart, it definitely is. You're holding this line that you've been holding for a very long time now. Wait, no, that's not it. I'm sorry. It's this one. From that low, yes, from that low to these lows, you're literally tipping it right now, holding support there, from an all-time, or from this cycle high to this cycle low. You know, and I'm calling it from this high to this low because to me that's like a fake out. You've got like an ascending triangle kind of look, right, with this ascending trend line here and then the flat top there. If and when you do break this, and I do think it's going to happen this cycle, your minimum expectation would be $800 to $2,100, but I am personally expecting that you would see this 1618. I don't think that you've accumulated for multiple cycles just to move up to here. I don't think so. I think, and maybe you hit that and then you pull back for support and then you move up. But I genuinely think you're going to at least see your 1618, if not higher targets. The measure move of this ascending triangle is from a low point to a high point. And again, I'm taking that high, not the fake out high. It does take you all the way up to $6,300. It takes you right there, actually, and that is the proper measure move. That doesn't mean you have to go there. Measure moves are ideas. It's not a requirement. It's not a necessity. You could fall short of it. You could go past it. But what I was trying to do with Litecoin is actually measure what the market cap would be at that price. And actually, I don't need to do that. We can do this. Let's see. Circulating supply, it'll be a little bit larger than this by the end of the cycle. Let's just say, I don't think it would be 75 million. How many LTC printed in a day? And I forget when Litecoin's last halving was, but I think it was like close to a year ago. So that's nice. It's kind of got that out of the way. LTC printed in a day. Should I say minted? Maybe I'll say minted. Seems like they're having a hard time with the word printed. Minted. No, not BTC. I want LTC. Come on now. LTC. Litecoins generated per day, 3,600. Okay. So if I'm expecting about a year and a half left, let's just say 500 days. Times 10 would be 36 times. So probably not. No, probably. Okay, you might be at 75 million by the end of the cycle. Okay, so 75 million, all that to say, man, 75 million, Google calculator, 75 million coins. Actually, we can just do that times what we could maybe assume would be $6,300. 75 million coins. Would I do it? Okay, we'll do the actual million because I don't want to mess it up. 75,000, 750,000, 7.5. That's 75 million, right? Hundreds, 3 zeros, 100,000, 75 million right there. Times what we would assume would be 6,300, right? Would give you a market cap of, there's 100, there's 100,000, there's 100 million, 472 billion. And that's a very large market cap. But you know what kind of coins achieve that market cap? Coins that have been around this long, not new coins. And there's various things besides just the charts that could make sense for that. This is the first cycle that we've really seen a heavy on-ramp, the ability for institutional money to come in. Everybody and their mother who's got their own favorite cryptos, their own favorite meme coins, whatever cryptos they are, that have been around for one cycle. This is their first cycle, whatever, right? Like they haven't been around this long. They're all thinking and hoping and praying on their knees to these big corporations and these institutional players that they're going to put money into their coins. But these institutional players, they're in charge of a lot of money for a reason, right? They're not dumb with it. They're not risky with it. You know, you have to take risks to a certain degree, of course, but they're not going to put money in something that maybe as time goes on, it becomes irrelevant. They're going to look at the longevity of something. They're going to look at charts like this that have been around since 2013, since the majority of cryptocurrencies have in existence, since the time that the founder of Litecoin sold all of his Litecoin, and it's still held up well, right? They're going to look at coins like this and think, this might be a safe bet. This is one of the most used coins based on a merchant, the amount of merchants that it has available. Literally look up the top like 100 coins if you're bored, man. Go through and find which coins, like look up how many merchants accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. I mean, probably not many accept BNB. Solana, Dogecoin, XRP, Shiba. You know, all these coins. Litecoin is, I believe it's like second or third. I know it has more merchants, and that doesn't mean that it deserves this market cap, but I'm just saying it's not only has it held up well, but I think it has remained relevant. And again, the test of time is the most important thing, right? If it stands the test of time, for one, that says that it's not a scam, for two, that says that there's hopefully not any fatal flaws in the code, right? It hasn't been exploited. If there were, it would have been exploited by now. Institutional players, people with big money, they're going to look at a chart like this, a coin like this, and they're going to be like, I feel comfortable putting my money in here. They're not going to put money in your Brett coin. I don't care how big it gets on base or whatever. Everybody's expecting that. They're not going to put, and maybe they have vested interests in new coins that are coming out potentially. Maybe they're helping develop, but they're not going to put a large bit of money in that, right? Probably not. If they want to throw money in for the long haul, they're going to put it in something that has been in it for the long haul and held up for the long haul, right? And this, I keep circling this chart, man. I think a coin like Litecoin is perfect for that. I think a coin like Litecoin does deserve a $472 billion market cap, especially with the fact that people literally want to see this thing fail. They want to see it fail, and it hasn't failed. It's done the opposite of fail, in my opinion, right? This is a winning chart in the grand scheme of things with crypto. And we might see that this cycle, right? We've done it before. We've done crazy gains in a short amount of time before. Can we do it again? You know, can we? I mean, that would send us all the way up to $4,000. We don't have to go all the way to $6,000, right? I'd say anywhere between $2,000 to $6,300 is possible. It could go higher, but you know, maybe it does go higher. But we've seen, and if it saw that same move, that would take us there by June of next year, right? We still probably have more time than that in in the next year for the cycle to end. I think the cycle is going to end toward the end of next year, not the middle of next year, but who knows? It's up in the air. That's just a guess, an educated guess, but it's just a guess of mine. But I'm going on this whole rampage. I didn't mean for it to go there. What I really want to talk about is the immediate stuff, which is that Litecoin has bounced first off on that ascending trend line, right, that I identified, bouncing off the oversold zone on your weekly with a very nice candle. We have 18 hours and 54 minutes left, you guys. We're up 13%. Litecoin can drop 13% in the next 18 hours and 54 minutes, but likely not, right? These weeks here where it's seeing these kind of drops, that doesn't happen in a day. It normally takes like several days to achieve. Let's actually look at it on a daily basis here, right? Like 3 days to achieve, 2 days to achieve there in that case, but not 1 day, right? That's that's my whole point. And likely, I don't think it will. That's a nice bounce off the oversold zone. Even if we gave half this candle back, you're still going to get that bounce off the oversold zone. You have lower lows in your RSI with technical. Okay, that is a lower low, so never mind. That is a lower low, but bouncing off the oversold zone nonetheless is a good look. The daily RSI looks rather productive as well, other than the fact, no, yeah, it's fine. You are in this downtrend. It wouldn't be crazy if you pulled back from here, right? So don't get thrown off if that happens. But you kind of look like you want to break out of this. Oops, that was not the best line to draw. Curved line, whatever. This downtrend, I'm not drawing it the best. I can't for whatever reason, but it does kind of look like you are looking like you want to break out of it. This could be the time. So close this day green, close this week green. You could close today red and still be fine, but the further up you move, the more up that you move, the more convincing this RSI would look as a break. You can move up to here, still have a lower high, move down, and you would still break that RSI. You'd break that trend. And you could find a higher low. You could find a higher low at previous areas of resistance. Perhaps you find a higher low right down here. Maybe you come lower than that and you find support right at this closing area for support. I don't know. But just keep going, man. Let's look at your 4 hour. Let's see how it looks. The 4 hour looks super bullish. I love that you're above the green line. Let's see, actually, what are you doing? I don't have faith that the long term is going to be above the 50. If it is, it's a good look. If it's not, then yeah, you're close, but not there. It wouldn't be crazy to pull back, but to be fair, it is still sloped down. This 123, the green line, is still sloped down. If this starts to slope up and you're above it, even if you're below the 50, that gives me hope that you can continue to run. But if not, that doesn't mean that this is over. Maybe you just come down and then you can try again later. Again, a higher low wouldn't be a bad thing. The 1 hour does look pretty good. I want to look at the short term again, get that back on there. The 1 hour looks really good. I mean, this to me looks like you want to continue to go up higher right now. And I want to actually look at this LTC USD on Coinbase. Time will tell, but I kind of do have faith that you are going to move up from here. We'll see. If the rest of the market moves down, Litecoin might move down with it. It's not absolved of that. Let's look at LTC, BTC real quick, and then we'll end this video. You're at a point, it would make sense to turn around. So if Bitcoin goes up, Litecoin might go up less. If Bitcoin goes down, Litecoin will probably go down more. I don't think you'll go lower than that low, but it does look like you want to go lower. So maybe LTC USD itself is at a point that it might start to turn around, and that's okay. Again, we're looking for a higher low. I don't think you're going to – I feel very confident in saying you're not going to go below that low. So that's all I got to say, man. Perfect time to buy Litecoin. We're at $70 now. It could go to $2,000. It could go to $6,300. If it drops a little bit from here, you could maybe not hit a 100x, but you could hit an 80 to a 90x potential with this thing, So definitely a good time to buy relative to the cycle. I think Litecoin's got a lot of growing to do, and I think that it will see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. And that's kind of the main point, man, that I've got. And then also we did the short-term stuff. So anyways, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.